Whatever success I have found has been a collaborative effort of people helping out and opening their minds and being accepting and celebrating who I am. The Learning Hub is a collection of handmade concrete towers surrounding a central space that brings everyone together, interspersed with nooks, balconies and gardens for informal collaborative learning. The most glorious thing about working in the collaborative art is when you have somebody like Susan Kingsley or Kathy Bates who are better than your play. Good actors are a dime a dozen, but I want actors that are going to be part of my team and collaborative. I always argued against the auteur theory. Films are a collaborative art form. I've had some fantastically good people help me make the movies. Part of doing mashups is getting the legal rights to use the songs. If you're going to do a mashup with 5 songs, you should probably find 10 songs, because you're only going to get half of them cleared. It's a real collaborative effort. I have long believed these types of collaborative agreements are a far better approach to federal land management than the contentious battles that too often sidetrack proper resource management. The great thing about movies is that they're collaborative, and the worst thing is that they're collaborative. Architecture is by definition a very collaborative process. Big Red Machine is really a community effort. I guess it involves almost 30 musicians. It does come out of our friendship, but it's really something that is deeply collaborative. There's no doubt in the world that directing makes you a better actor. Me, anyway. There's no doubt in the world that it makes me a more collaborative actor. In effect, I feel like a blind, deaf, and illiterate person working through the sensibilities and multiple, real talents of other people. Everything I do is collaborative. Tim also has enough confidence so that it always looks like a Tim Burton film, but it really is collaborative. You're allowed to do it your way, but of course he's always going to choose his way. Filmmaking is such a collaborative medium. I think the best work flows out of a collaborative environment. You know, making a movie is a collaborative effort, and sometimes all the ingredients don't work out. I know that every now and again I am going to make a movie that won't work. Everything I do is collaborative. It's just my way. I'm really very interested in how the other musicians perceive the song. I love being in a band. I love that collaborative spirit, although some would suggest that I don't get involved in the collaborative spirit, but it's not true. Identity politics preaches a splintering of one large, collaborative group into competing vindictive ones, resulting in new, angry tribes whose central thesis is to not cooperate. I needed an outlet in high school and came across painting. I've actually been painting longer than I've been acting. A movie is a collaborative effort, and with painting you just have yourself. Film is a collaborative art form. I don't know why you wouldn't recognize the stunt performers. The directors I respect are the ones who have a collaborative attitude, who collaborate with actors. It's deeper than the music when it comes to me and Mustard. He's like a big brother, and I'm so thankful to have a mentor like him to advise me. Even though he gives me a lot of creative control, I always go to him like, "Do you like this?" It's so cool that it's always a collaborative effort. He never makes me feel pressured or anything. At the National Institute for Medical Research, I came into contact with biological scientists and formed collaborative projects with several of them. In particular, George Popjak and I shared an interest in cholesterol. People who come to Accenture want to be part of collaborative teams that are interesting and diverse. We think it's actually a real differentiator as we try to get people to come join us. The transactions between me and the people that I photograph are very, very collaborative. It is pure mythology that women cannot perform as well as men in science, engineering, and mathematics. In my experience, the opposite is true. Women are often more adept and patient at untangling complex problems, multitasking, seeing the possibilities in new solutions, and winning team support for collaborative action. Further, science is a collaborative effort. Film is a collaborative art form. If you're not being collaborative, you probably shouldn't be working in film. You don't do it on your own. People who understand that, cultivate that, get the best results. I'm a huge fan of online communities. I think that asynchronous internet-based communication forums such as Reddit and other discussion forums are one of the best things that could possibly have happened to collaborative invention. The Rift certainly would not exist without forums. Deciding together to have a child and sharing in child rearing do not immunize a marriage. Indeed, collaborative couples can face other problems. They often embark on such an intense style of parenting that they end up paying less attention to each other. With acting, there's a certain amount of independence you have within the framework of the storytelling. When it's done well, it's a collaborative medium. The Simpsons is an especially collaborative show. When you're doing collaborative music, the relationship that forms is a very bonding kind of experience. TV journalism is a much more collaborative, horizontal business than print reporting. It has to be, because of the logistics. Anchors are wholly dependent on producers to do all the hustling. Theater, especially musical theater, is a collaborative endeavor. The success of the venture is about the team. Filmmaking is a very collaborative art. Unlike a painting that an artist paints sitting by himself, as a director, you have to work with a team. A leader is someone who steps back from the entire system and tries to build a more collaborative, more innovative system that will work over the long term. You know, it takes a while to get used to. It's a whole group of people with all these ideas, and after you sort of navigate your way through the first few episodes it becomes collaborative and creative. The director is a bit analogous to the conductor of a symphony orchestra. It's a collaborative adventure. The journey matters as much as the destination. By engaging in the moment on set, I've stopped rushing and now find pleasure in the collaborative process, the characters, the costumes, rather than worrying about the finished product. People tend to work in teams, in a collaborative way, in an informal network. If you create an environment like that, it's much more effective and much more efficient. Design is a series of creative choices, it's a collaborative effort, an evolutionary process. You choose your fabrics depending upon what you want to say, then you work with mills to get those fabrics. Through the process, you realize what you want it to be. Working on a play is a vibrant and collaborative business. Everyone from the choreographer to the music director to the writers work together toward the same goal, and everyone chimes in on everything. I'm really interested in the collaborative thing. It's what makes it scary because you never know what it's going to end up like. But you hope. You put yourself in the hands of the best people you can find, and you're completely dependent on the kindness of strangers and their commitment. It's like this mutual delusion. GM is a highly collaborative organization. We rely on a whole tier of suppliers for everything that we do. I just kind of talk about what's happening in my life, and it's kind of like a therapy session. Usually something good comes out of that. Or sometimes other writers will come to me with ideas and then I'll put my own spin on it. It's usually really collaborative and open, and it's very therapeutic for me as well. My earlier award was also based on a close collaborative effort. In a collaborative environment, directors hire actors because they want their input, not just their bodies. The thing about acting that's unlike any other art form is that it's collaborative. Directing and acting are a collaboration. And your acting won't succeed if the lighting design doesn't succeed or sets don't succeed. Visit our website for more quotes, quoting.com.